We're set up. We're ready. Should I just pop the video.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm doing then. Fuck it, guys. Let's go.
Means money.
This is Zip Squad, bitch.
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Sauntering.
Brucey? Brucey?
Yeah.
Is he frozen?
Freeze.
Oh my god. This new app is killing this computer. Here we go. Welcome to another episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. This is oh my god, horrible intro. I am so sorry.
We're on a roll, y'all.
It's starting off with a bang, y'all.
Dom, just finish it because my computer is trash.
Oh, poor high class. All right, fuck it. I'll do it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode, glitch-filled episode from so far of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, a show for wrestling fans by wrestling fans. And I'm going to start off, since I'm a gentleman, with the woman at the bottom of our screen, the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the lady who has 200 and some odd nicknames, but I'm only going to give you a few. Some call her Grandma Wendy. Some call her the whole ass vibe. On this show, we mostly call her Latina Heat. But if you call her by a name you don't like, Brucey and I are going to come get you. Out of all of us, she's probably the big sexy of this founding members of the NWO clique. Because look at Brucey and I.
Big, maybe.
But welcome Latina Heat, Grandma Wendy.
Viva la raza! If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We lie, we cheat, we steal. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Mama, see now, we got that passion.
Man, I'm off my game. Okay.
We all are.
I am after that intro, y'all. And to the side of me, we have the man, the myth, the founder of Top Rope on Facebook, the high class one, the biggest MJF mark you will ever meet, who doesn't even have a scarf tonight, and his computer's glitching. Like this is not a good night for you. But we're still glad you're here. We love you. We missed you. He is the one and only Bruce. Ah. And he would probably have to be the Hollywood between us because he's got the big beard and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But he still knows it.
Yeah.
Oh man, poor Brucey and his laptop.
So far behind. You guys are sitting there looking at me like I'm a retard.
Kinda.
Poor Brucey.
Hey, what's up, Buck? What's up, Lexi? We see you guys. We love you. Yes, definitely. I know it's NWO night, but woo, cause Buck. And last, and certainly least, Do I have to say it? The bad guy of the show? Yeah, that's me. It's me, not DDP. The greatest group champ in history. The jack of all trades. The master of absolutely none. The South Philly Psycho. Your boy, Dom. Whole fucking show. Oh, I love that music. I missed it. You know what else I missed?
So good.
know.
So good.
You want to know what else I missed?
Hey, yo.
That. But it is so good to be back with you. It is so good to, get back to our usual business. I know we've been doing watch-alongs and specials and that kind of thing. It's nice to be able to come back, give you some of the latest, give you some of our greatest, and just have fun with it. Hopefully, Brucey's stuff will work itself out. We're keeping our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump
I
into
hope
this.
so.
Hey, we could hear him. All right, that's an upgrade. But let's start out with a little bit of a sorry, not sorry, funny, keep it or kill it moment for NWO week here as we've been winding through it because we had the third man, everything pass up. We've talked about this a little bit. We're going to do a little more. We're going to be a little different this time, but and this is definitely different. Keep it or kill it. Grandma Wendy's biological father is none other than Scott Hall.
I'm gonna keep it. I ain't even asking my mom. I'm keeping it.
And you know what? Since I missed it, and since I can do it, and since it's my show, keep it is now
Hey, yo.
for this one.
Hey, we got to pay tribute to my dad.
That's a definite keep.
Right.
Right. I mean, I don't want to jump the gun, so I'm gonna give Brucey his due.
Hey, yo.
But yeah, you look at those photos, and it's one thing. But Grandma and I had a conversation about this like off air, and when you piece together where Mama B was at the time, Scott Hall was working world-class championship wrestling like next town, like adjacent.
Yep.
So between that photo and that info, because I'm gonna go, I'm more of a
I gotta ask mom. I gotta be like mom.
like Mama B. Come on now, let's be real.
Tell me the truth, man. Tell me
She had
the
a
truth.
she still has a huge crush on that man. So knowing all that and digging and doing a little sleuthing, I'm gonna say keep it.
Hey, yo.
I gotta ask my mom. I gotta be like, mom, what happened there? What
You
went
really
on, man?
do. You really do got to ask your mom because I think he owes you some child support at least. And I guess
Right?
like
Something.
usually when
At
we
least
all
give me an autographed T-shirt.
usually when we all keep something, I throw something on afterwards, and what's more fitting than this? Bring it in.
Wait,
There it is. Boom! Oh, that was a blast. That was a blast, y'all.
That was good. That was good.
We're being stupid. Thank you for humoring us. And Buck with the damn Wendy Ramon. Chica.
What's even funnier is my dad's name is Ramon, so this makes it more so. Which Ramon is my dad?
It can't all be coincidence, y'all. I'm just saying.
It's really not. I gotta ask mom. Which of these Ramones is my daddy?
Which one of these is my goddamn daddy? Anyway.
Fraser or is it Bermudez?
So honestly, y'all, that one was fun, but we also got another NWA related question from our homeboy Cadrian. NWO question from Cadrian. It's got a little bit. It's a little bit of a remix. It's a little different. He was asking us, would we like to see an all women's NWO faction in WWE? Brucey shaking
That
his
would be
head.
pretty boss.
Wendy says yes. You know what? Let's let Grandma go first. Why you say we'll be boss? Elaborate.
I mean, it wouldn't be the same, but it would be kind of awesome to see, like, you know, some boss ass bitches just shirking the rules and being like, the fuck, whatever. We do what we want. We run this shit and not caring, you know?
Right. Okay. I'm gonna let Brucey chime in here because I saw him shaking his head and saying no. Why do you think not?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
3 seconds. Okay. Little delay. No, I don't think that I don't think it would work. Not with the brand split, not with how the NWO is supposed to be. I just don't think it would work with the brand split. I don't think they have enough women on the roster for an NWO faction.
I actually thought about this though, like with the whole brand split thing. Like it would be cool to have, like, you know, some from one and some from the other, but have them just be like, we don't belong to any brand. We're NWO. We come and go as we please.
Not only that, if you think about it, with women, their tag team titles are defended on all the brands. Well, maybe not NXT anymore because they got their own, but at least we're on SmackDown. So if you get the NWO women, they can go to SmackDown and at least challenge, if not win the titles. Or vice versa, they can come from SmackDown, go to Raw, challenge for the titles, win them, go back and forth, and you could bring the whole clique with you because you got the heel tactics and everything too. So I think not only would this work, but I kind of had, because I'm thinking about the NWO. Obviously, it's kind of NWO week, and when you think back on them, they were all started with like two pretty big dudes who didn't give a fuck, and one massive star turning heel out of the blue, who was completely over. So when I think about putting something like this together, the three people that come up need two big women, like bigger women that don't give a fuck. Okay, Rhea Ripley and Shayna Baszler. There's your outside.
Oh my god! Get it out of my head, bro. Get it out of my head.
Thank you. Share a brain. Wait, I'm not done. What? I'm not done. And let's say they're running roughshod, and all of a sudden SummerSlam comes up, and they're beating on like Charlotte or something, and you hear Becky Lynch's music, and you think she's coming to save Charlotte, and she just clocks the bitch with a chair and helps her beat him down, and then she's the third woman.
Bro, that would be awesome.
Boom!
But here's the thing though, Becky's not a babyface.
Yeah, she is.
No,
last time we saw
her gimmick and her persona is not a baby face.
Last time we saw her, people were like crying that she was pregnant. Asuka was hugging her, all this other stuff. If that's not babyface, I don't know what is.
That was fourth wall. That was breaking into personal life.
Before that, dude, she was like the most over woman with fans in WWE. She might have been the most over person in WWE before she got pregnant.
She was still a heel. She still had heel tactics. She was a heel.
She had people pulling heel tactics on her. She had Shayna jumping her and shit. Like she was face, yo. So to have her come in, and this would be a heel turn that actually worked, whereas where they tried to turn her heel, it didn't because people just loved her anyway. This would piss people off. Like, this is perfect for what they were trying to do so many years ago.
No, it wouldn't. But here's the thing. Fans nowadays want an NWO again so badly. There'll be a babyface faction. It won't be like the 90s when you have a star like Hulk Hogan that's been a babyface his entire career turned heel all of a sudden.
It would still work.
You know, it's I don't know. It's one of those things.
Because this is one of those unprecedented things.
I don't think so. I don't think the fans would allow it to work.
I think it was
you want it to work.
I can't remember. It might have been John in our Facebook group.
Unfortunate truth, though.
I think John in our Facebook group had said, like, what was there? Like maybe one the whole time female NWO member, and that was Miss Elizabeth. So to actually get a group of female wrestlers in the 21st century to represent the NWO would be humongous. Like just for progress alone, let alone what they could do with it. So I would want to see it. I think Grandma would. Brucey poo-poos it, but that's okay. That's okay. We love them anyway.
It's not that I poo-poo it. It's just I'm trying to be real here. I'm trying to be real.
I am
here.
never gonna.
And look at the realistic, because every time that I think outside the box, you look at me like I'm fucking got 6 heads.
No. I am never going to. I too sweet you for being real, because I am never going to judge anybody for being real. Okay, I'm one of the realest motherfuckers you'll ever meet. So,
would it be amazing to see happen? Absolutely, but they wouldn't have. They can't take current superstars to play the outsiders role. They got to be two people coming up from NXT that aren't supposed to be there.
okay.
Then that right there in itself will give it, and maybe not make it a six woman tag. Maybe make it like a Survivor Series match.
But if it were to be like
three NWO
NXT call-ups suddenly, if it were like sudden NXT call-ups, I could see it being. I mean, the most obvious pick would be Raquel and Dakota, but then like the surprise babyface turn heel. That's the one where I'm stuck.
There isn't one. There isn't one. There isn't a true babyface. And even if you say Becky, she was a tweener, is what she was.
Yeah, that's true. She was
in all reality. In all reality, she was a tweener. But a true babyface to get the heat and get the group over, they don't have one. They don't. Okay. They don't have one on the main roster.
All right. Well, I think we've exhausted that one. Let's move on to a couple other quick WWE topics, and then completely just change channels. Speaking of changing channels, if you didn't notice this week, or if you hadn't seen the reports, Raw set records, y'all. Maybe not records they wanted, but they made history.
They set them.
The lowest Raw rating ever. Ever. 1.47 million. I have to ask you guys, because like, if you guys caught my live stream earlier this week, I said I turned on Raw, I watched it for 5 minutes, I heard one grown man call another grown man moist, and I shut it off. I was done. I'm not kidding. I'm not fucking kidding. I was done, y'all. So,
oh my god,
are either one of you shocked that Raw is getting these numbers?
So,
no. Especially after one man calls another man moist. Like, I'm sorry. Sidebar, Wendy. Brucey, if you popped up on the stream and I was like, damn, homie, you look moist as fuck, would you be like complimented, or would you be like, the fuck did you just say?
I'm out of this conversation.
I would probably leave the chat and then come back and say, are you ready to talk like an adult?
You can talk to me when you talk like a grown-up, a straight grown-up. No.
Yes.
Now, if there's anything wrong with that, gay brother, remember the saying. Just saying. Now, Grandma.
Just grown up. So I was talking to Mom, and she was like, yeah, this was last weekend? So last Monday, she was like, I was trying to watch wrestling because I was flipping channels. I was like, ooh, Monday Night Raw. I haven't watched this in a while. Let me watch. And about 10 minutes in, I fell asleep. And she was like, maybe I was really tired. I said, no, Ma, you weren't tired. It's just
raw.
bad. It's just bad. It's raw. It's raw. Yeah. So am I surprised at their rating? No, not at all.
Nah. No, I hear you. I will tell you the one thing that surprises me about these ratings, that they're still that fucking high. Like I know there's a lot of the, fanboys and whatever the hell out there for WWE, but 1.4 million, that's a lot. Like, I can't imagine. And I'll be honest with you, between the live stream, between this, with everybody that's shown up, I have not been able to find one person who actually watched the show. And if they did, they weren't paying attention.
Nope.
Because there was some weird thing where somebody brought up on social media that Nia and Piper Niven, because I'm not calling her that other name, she's the new Gable, were fighting over
No. You call her fucking Dewdrop because you went back on Eli Drake. You went back on Eli Drake. No.
You know what? I'm with you on that one.
I still call him LA Knight. But I'm not.
His name's Eli Drake.
It's one thing.
Eli Drake. Won't
Okay.
call him nothing else.
Shut up, it's LA Knight for one. Two, I will call you another name if they name you that. I will not call you another name if it's fucking degrading. Dewdrop is fucking degrading. I'm not calling her
It
that.
really
Piper
is.
Niven.
It's terrible.
Piper Niven.
The asshole thought that was a good name.
You know what? You know what asshole thought. It was. Don't even. Piper. Somebody on social media said Piper Niven was fighting over a sandwich with Nia Jax, and I was trying to find it. Could not find it, and the only way I could was to go back to my DVR and go through Raw and try and find it, and I didn't want to. And I asked people left and right, and everybody said either I didn't watch Raw or like Hobo Clown said he did, but he didn't remember because Nia was in the ring, and it's usually just on his background noise for his kid. I was like, oh, yeah, you're trying to put him to sleep. Duh. So, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe there's 1.4 million people trying to put their kids to sleep. That would make more sense to me. But the fact that there's 1.4 million people tuning into this shit, it shocks the hell out of me. I feel like it should be lower than that. I feel like they should be getting less numbers than NXT, but they're still just like, again, 1.4 million parents trying to put their kids to sleep. And like Wendy said, just turn on Raw 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Drew McIntyre will tell you a bedtime story about how his sword is made from the Loch Ness Monster, or about how he's related to Davy Crockett. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
How did everyone turn on him so fast? It usually takes about a year before fans turn on
WWE. That's how. They keep saying they're going to get him out of the title picture. They keep putting it back in, and they keep making him do these weird things that are like heelish, but he's supposed to be a face, but he's doing like heel bullshit, and then he's telling all these boring stories, and it's a train wreck. It's a train wreck that WWE created. That's how people turn. I'm telling you right now. But again, considering all that, I am only surprised that the ratings are that high, because that is a number that a lot of other companies would kill for, that Raw gets. Can we be real out of pity? Mac, what's happening, y'all? What's happening, Mac?
What's going on, Mac?
And Lexi said, I haven't watched Raw in forever, and I usually fall asleep. See? Put the kids in front of it, Lexi. They'll go to sleep, too. Hey, Mac, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Thank you for riding with us. Okay, so now we've gotten through that. I think I got to bring this up, and you guys are probably going to know what I'm talking about as soon as I say it. Like, just goddamn, say it ain't so, Oos. Just say it ain't so. Did Jimmy really get busted again? Did this motherfucker really catch another DUI? How long's he been back now? What's it been, like 2-3 months? Tops.
It's been a hot-ass minute, and already.
I know you guys said you wanted to talk about.
He's gonna be gone for a little while, and it's gonna because he's
are we
probably
talking
gonna be
like?
locked up.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask. Are we talking suspension? Or are we talking?
No, we're talking like that's like his third DUI in Florida, and I know someone that got their second and went to jail for 3 months.
That was his second, wasn't it? I'd read reports it was his second.
I thought it was a third.
Well,
I'm with Brucey. I thought it was the third. Sorry. Either way, he could be facing some.
Either way, he's going to jail.
Right. He could be facing some jail time. The thing for me, like, actually, I'll wait because I already talked about this a little bit. So let's let Grandma Wendy chime in on Juicy Oozy 2. Too Juicy Oozy is what we should call him. Yes, Jay is
I couldn't
Juicy
figure out
Oozy
which
1.
Juicy Oozy it was.
Main event Jay
Right,
is Juicy Oozy 1. Jimmy is Juicy Oozy 2, and he just came back. But now he is too Juicy Oozy because he'd been, none of my business.
I mean, it's unfortunate, really. Not safe at all. He's lucky that it was just a DUI because it could have been so much worse. So much worse.
Sure.
I wonder if he'll learn his lesson. I hope he does, and I hope he'll just not do it anymore. And if it's something that needs more help, I hope he gets the help he needs. You know, I hope that this is a wake-up call.
I mean, my dude blew a cruiserweight championship. He blew 205, like 0.205.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how you win it, dude. You're supposed to weigh that much, not drink that much.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm gonna stick to what I said prior to this week. I don't really want to talk too much about because I think Chris asked, "Does Jimmy need help?" And I don't know. Like, I got Juicy
That's for
Uso
him
2
to
on speed
decide.
dial. You know,
Mhm.
I can't call him up. I don't know him. You know, I don't know what he's going through. Like, he got busted a while back. He had it for a while. He came back to WWE. He got busted again. Maybe he just partied too hard on 4th of July weekend. A lot of people do that. A lot of fucking people do that.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he doesn't have a problem. Maybe he just partied too hard. And unfortunately, he's now becoming the new Jeff Hardy of WWE. And Jeff
And he's
Hardy
becoming
had
a joke.
problems.
He
Jeff
needs
Hardy
to consider
did, but I don't know if he does.
he needs to consider the consequences of his actions, not just in terms of how it'll affect his work, but how is it affecting his family? Like, how does his wife feel about it? How do his kids feel about it? Like, you're a public figure. Everybody's gonna see this. Like, if I was this kid, I'd be like, bro, this is embarrassing. Like,
He's married to
get
Naomi.
it together, Dad.
Right?
Jimmy's married to Naomi.
Yeah, that's he's the one that's married to Naomi. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, Lexi, this just happened this week. Like I think it was reported on Tuesday. Because I was doing my live stream and somebody brought it up, and I was like, "Yeah, I heard. Like, I just heard."
He was
Yeah.
pulled over Monday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pulled over Monday night. He ran a red light, clock going 50 and a 35. And then when they stopped him, that's when they smelled booze, did a breathalyzer, and he blew 205.
Yeah, I mean, Brian says
Live.
Jimmy Uso is in deep trouble. He really needs help. I don't know, Brian. Again, I'm not going to speculate on that. That's a lot of assumption on our parts because it's. I don't know if you know Jimmy Uso, but I don't. I don't know Naomi. I don't know anybody that knows Jimmy Uso, so I can't say whether or not he's in trouble. And as somebody who's had my own battles, like if that were me, I wouldn't want people to say, "Oh, well, he was drinking, he got pulled over. Maybe he's using again. Maybe he's not clean. Maybe he's having problems." And all I did was go to the bar and have some fun. But now all of a sudden, it's turning into all this bullshit because I got busted for something else. I wouldn't want that, so I'm not going to put that out there. I'm sorry. That's just me being real. But if he does need help, I hope he gets it. I hope he avoids jail time at least, and I hope this is the last. I hope this is the last time we hear that he's been pulled over and charged with a DUI. Because, again, you don't want the Usos, in a way, you want the Usos to turn into the new Hardys, but not like this.
Brucey?
So, hot off the press and Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook that you can see scrolling across the bottom of our screen. I guess Jimmy Uso isn't in that much trouble because it sounds like he's on SmackDown right now.
Yeah.
Not
Guess he can't be in that much heat, or WWE just doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
They got some people who are little sus on their rosters on their television shows. I'm just saying.
I mean, it's not the days of kayfabe. It's not the 80s. He wasn't caught with a pound of coke and his arch nemesis in a convertible. He's
Right.
fine. He's fine.
Yeah, I guess he didn't kill anybody, so I don't know. Either way, he's on TV, so let's just hope that everything works out for him. If he needs help, he gets it. If he doesn't, he just stays out of trouble, man. Like call Uber. Seriously, homie. Even if you're just gonna have fun like that, call an Uber. Get your brother to drive you home. Get a friend. Call a cab. Do something. Do anything but get behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah.
Because Lord knows that shit could have ended worse, especially with a 0.205 blood alcohol level. That is some legit. That is some legit lost in the sauce type shit. That's all I'm saying. So, all right. You know what, y'all? I gotta move on to something that I know it just happened last night, but it was so good and it made me think and everything else. And that's before we get into some of the bigger topics. Let's talk about Impact a little bit. Because last night's show was so much fun. Like, it had you thinking the whole way through. For starters, they showed a clip that Don brought out with him after it's saying that Sammy Callahan assaulted him and was arrested. And when they showed the clip, it showed someone that was dressed like Sammy holding a bat on him, and you were like, "Oh, that ain't Sammy." And I was watching this on a Twitch stream of Jessica Havoc's, and the entire live stream, including Havoc, was like, "That wasn't him. That was so and so. That was this and that." And we're all thinking and arguing over who the fuck it was. Oh, well, it was Carl Anderson because he's the same size. No, it was Luke Gallows. It wasn't Luke Gallows. That motherfucker is too tall. The whole nine. So while that's happening and Sammy's getting hauled off to jail, Deonna comes out, says she doesn't have anybody to challenge her for Slammiversary. The next thing you know, out of nowhere, here comes Gail Kim. I'm like, what? Seriously? Welcome back, legend. Holy shit. And Gail looks at Deonna, and of course Deonna says, "What, are you here to fight me?" She says, No. I'm here to tell you that I talked to Scott in the back. We're going to have a mystery opponent, which you will find out who it is at Slammiversary that I and Scott picked for you. And then she just pulls. And so now you're thinking, exactly, who's it going to be? So we're going to start there, even though Brucey jumped the gun. Who knew he was premature like that, folks? Hi-oh! Anyway.
Wow.
It explains to kids. Anyway.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, bro. I had to do it. It was too easy. Busted balls. That's what we do here.
Oh.
So,
Ball busting.
Since Brucey jumped the gun, Grandma, who do you think is going to be at Slammiversary to take on Deonna Purrazzo?
I don't even know, man. Like, I've been thinking about it for part of the day. I've been trying to figure it out for part of the day, and I honestly have no guess. No clue, no guess, drawn a total blank. I'm just like, wait and see.
Okay, so Brucey, are you sticking with your final answer here?
I am definitely sticking with Chelsea Green, especially after her last quote that she got in an interview where she said, "What the fuck happened when I was main eventing in Impact and I wasn't on TV in WWE?"
You signed with WWE is the answer to that. Well, that's cut and dry, Chelsea. You signed with WWE so you can be closer to your man, and good for you. But they used your pool more than you.
That's true. That's true.
So back on topic. Sorry, you know me. I'm everywhere, but nowhere at once. And what up, Alvaro? Adopted brother. We love you.
Hey, bro, my real brother.
So here's what I'm thinking. Because even during the show, they played a lot of clips of her, and they usually don't. Somebody's got her own show coming up in August. Somebody's also free to do whatever she wants in July. And how big would it be for Mickie James to come back, win the Impact title, and defend it on her pay-per-view in August?
She said she's not wrestling in the pay-per-view.
And then she changed her mind, by the way, because there was also another video. She's not going. I'm sorry, not her pay-per-view. She's going. What if she wants to wrestle the night after at NWA 73? So let me edit that just a little. What if she goes to Impact? She beats Deonna. She takes the Impact title and she defends it, maybe in a rematch at NWA 73, because Deonna's talking about blowing this. Wendy's gonna love this. Forbidden Door wide open. That'd be one way to start it. It's not the way, but it's one.
I want to see Deonna kick in the door at AEW and freaking go after Britt.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be great.
That would be kind of cool. It really would.
DMD.
It really would.
That would be awesome.
I'll be honest. I'd be happy to see. I'd be just as happy to see like Ty Conti come to Impact and kick her in the fucking face. Like that. That would make me a happy guy because I know.
What happened to Ty Conti? Is she injured?
No, she's just back to relegated to dark elevation, that sort of thing. She'll get back to Dynamite eventually.
Okay.
Especially with Anna Jay coming back in the near future, but we'll maybe get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I would like, even that would just make me happy. But yeah, kind of leaning towards Mickey James at this point, but Chelsea Green's a good call too.
I actually,
If she doesn't show up at Slammiversary, I'm probably going to die from shock. Like it feels like it's almost a given. So with the interviews and the clips and all that shit.
Like the more I think about it, and the more you're talking, like Mickey James is more in that Gail Kim era, you know, where it would make sense for Gail Kim to bring out Mickey James.
Yeah, I mean, she even told Deanna,
just because
she even told Deanna, like, this is going to be the fight of your life, and Mickey will bring a fight. Like, I don't know about Chelsea, but Mickey will bring a fucking fight to your front door. She don't give a fuck who you are. She has proved that for decades in promotions and NXT, back on the roster at WWE. She does not give a fuck. She will bring it. So it kind of makes more sense to me. But it was just fun to think about. And then by the end of the show, you're sitting there, and lo and behold, everybody's speculating. Turns out Johnny Bravo, the man who was shot, he's the one in the Sammy Callahan costume doing a fake video with Don Callis so they could arrest him for assault. And Johnny Swinger is taking the video footage. And then the next thing you know, Sammy shows up, lays Kenny Omega out, pile drives him because they had the contract signing. He walks over, he signs the contract for Slammiversary, he puts it down, picks Kenny up, power bombs him through the table he signed the contract on. And as soon as it happened, I went, "Oh my God, he killed Kenny! You wonderful bastard, you! I love you, Sammy!"
Seriously.
Fuck
I woke
yeah.
up this morning and I opened up Twitter, and that was the first thing that came up. And I was like, oh no, Insta. And that was the first thing that came up from Impact. And I was like, yes.
You knew.
Happy Friday. Happy
You knew
Friday.
Sammy was going to get out of jail to sign the contract. So I was just throughout the night in this stream that I was in this live chat, I just kept saying, "Don't worry, guys, I'm watching on my phone and I'm busting Sammy out of jail. Just ain't got to spend no bail money." And then he comes out, and I said, "Always on time, so just don't pay a dime." See?
Don't pay a dime? We got you, boo.
It was a fun show. It made you think, like Impact should be getting 1.4. Fuck Raw.
Seriously.
If you're watching Raw, you should be watching Impact. You will never watch it again.
Honestly.
But it was a fun show. And last question I had is like, because I know we did a Keep It or Kill It a week or two ago about Kenny winning his Slammiversary, and you guys said down the line, and I said yes, keep it all of it, keep it. Seeing what Sammy did last night to Kenny, 9 days away from this show, has he changed your mind? Do you think this is the pay-per-view where he brings these titles back to Impact?
no.
Yes.
Well, at least we got two now.
I say yes.
That's okay. That's all right. I just wanted to see because I thought, as soon as I saw this, I thought, man, this just screams and new. Don Callis is fired. He's getting the best of Kenny. The Good Brothers are in trouble, and they're headed to Japan supposedly because they're fired. Like this is the moment. And it's going to be sweet. It really is. When it happens, I'm going to be a happy guy. But
here's my theory on this. The only reason why I don't think Sammy's going to win is it's kind of an off the wall crazy because that's just how I roll. That Kenny will lose the AEW title to Hangman Adam Page. And then he'll have to go to Impact to wrestle Cowboy James Storm, and he'll lose the two Cowboys, and then he'll have a vendetta against all the Cowboy gimmicks out there, or anyone along those lines, or look like those two, and beat the fucking tar out of them.
Yeah, you know what?
I think it's going to be a TNA original that takes the title.
I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if it's a bold prediction, but considering the way the challengers are lining up. You got Sammy next week in now 8 days. He got to defend the AAA Mega Championship at Triple Mania against Andrade, and then All Out in September. Come October, the belt collector might be beltless,
and I think that's the plan.
And I think it
I
starts
think
the
that's the plan.
Slammiversary, man. Let me see. What did he say? As much as I hate Kenny Omega, I hate James Storm even more.
Why? What's the hate with? I love fucking James Storm. I always have.
I have like a love hate. I have like a love hate with James Storm. I'm not gonna lie. There's some times where he comes out and I haven't seen him in a while. Like when he came back to Impact and I heard that theme song, whatever they call it, Long Necks and Rednecks or whatever. I was like, oh man, this is cool. What?
Yes.
Pew
Wendy.
pew! I'm a cowboy. Pew pew pew.
Okay, then how do you feel about Hangman Adam Page? He's pretty much a cowboy.
Should I get him on the show with us? You want to interview him, high class, from the chat? Wendy and I go home. You can have it. It's on record. Just hit the button. Just playing. I'm just playing. No, I hear you. What else did he say? NXT is the wrong environment for me. I want to spit my beer. Okay. Man, you got him going.
God damn.
Here you go, Brucey. He answered your question. I don't hate him as much, but I hate the cowboy gimmick in general. Yeah, I mean the cowboy gimmick is all right, but like old school wrestling, I got the cowboy gimmick.
You hate JBL too?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck JBL.
Cowboy
I hate
gimmick.
JBL with a passion, dude. But what I was going to say was, back in the day, it made a little bit more sense when there were like hokey gimmicks and 80s, 90s.
Yes.
In the 21st century, to be a cowboy, it just feels weird. Like yes, and yes. You turn him into Daniel Bryan in the chat, just yes, yeah. So, but yeah, the cowboy gimmick in the 21st century just feels a little weird.
Bradshaw, no.
I like Hangman.
Not really.
I like Hangman. I hate JBL with a fucking passion. And James Storm I have to be in the mood for. Like, I don't hate him as much as JBL, but I fucking hate JBL for so many reasons. That would be my own special. That's for another night. Let's try to move forward because that's all I pretty much had for Impact Wrestling. And now we can start getting into AEW. We're going to get into to Road Rager and all that good shit. But before we do, we have a couple of AEW related questions that I wanted to bust out first. And the first question is, again, I like to start with something light and then we get to something serious. We haven't been around. We haven't covered AEW much in a few weeks because, again, specials, watch-alongs, that kind of thing. So we kind of missed this. So I want to ask you guys flat out, if I can find it. While we were gone, did like this popped up online and the question becomes, did Jungle Boy become a fucking man in some point while we were doing the specials and watch-alongs and shit? Here he is,
Jungle Boy's Jungle Man.
Full make-out tongue session in the parking lot.
Full ass, fistful of booty.
Yes, and a handful of sweet ass.
Bam!
Like, Jungle Boy, I salute you, homie. that, my friends. Let me get rid of us to make it a little bigger so you can see it. That, my friends, is good shit.
Good God almighty.
Right?
Swing.
That kid.
Holy.
He's literally like 23 years old. He's literally a kid.
I'm aware. That's why I said, while we were gone, did Jungle Boy become a fucking man? Because from the looks of it, man. Like, goddamn, somewhere, Luke Perry is going, bravo, son. Like, that's a good pull right there.
Right?
I could not help myself. I had to bring it up because it shocked the hell out of me. One day, I turned on go onto social media, and here is a big photo in my face of Jungle Boy making out with Anna Jay. Holy shit!
Full of booty.
Like,
Does
wow.
this mean Jungle Boy's gonna join the Dark Order?
I don't know. Does the
I
Dark
don't
Order?
think so.
I don't think the Dark Order gets
No,
laid.
I don't
much.
think
She wouldn't
so either.
belong.
I don't see that happening.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe is she trying to recruit him? Is that the whole thing? Like, she's not really interested in him. She just wants to get him away from like Jurassic Express, get him into Dark Order, so that maybe they get a little bit of a push. Is she?
I mean,
like, all the time-
historically speaking, cults have used this method to recruit people. Wouldn't be surprising, you know. Just saying.
None at all.
Huh?
I'll stick to my dad bod. The older ladies are okay with it. Hey man, dad bod and proud. That's all I'm saying, homie. And my wife is not bad looking.
I mean, I'm not a dad, and I'm built like one. Ew. I'm built like a husky 12-year-old. Let's get real.
Hold up.
Husky 12-year-old boy.
I forgot I still had that. So anyway,
That's why you're our little brother.
that was the light question.
pretty
I had
much.
to get it out. I had to show y'all like I have a granddad bod. It's a no-go.
What the fuck?
Dude. Welcome to Top Rope. We're dead.
There. If you have granddad bod,
I mean,
but
that
you
is
got
grandma.
fat stacks in that wallet. You got fat stacks in that wallet, though.
Mm,
Them sugar babies will forgive it.
I think what she means
But
to
if
say
you
is
got
gold
nothing, if
diggers.
you got nothing in that wallet, you got
Diggers,
you got
y'all.
granddad bod.
Can you give me money? Oh, what is everybody's telling us what kind of bod they have now. Brian. Wait, that was not it. But it's hilarious.
Built like Richard
Nieces
Dreyfuss
and
mashed
nephews.
potatoes. Fucking counted.
That's a good one right there.
I can't.
We're off the rails.
Lord.
What's new? What's new with this show and this audience? What's new? Nothing.
It's who we are.
Absolutely nothing. I'm built like
That's why
Richard
you say he was built
Dreyfuss's
like
mashed
Husky
potatoes
Harris.
in Close Encounters. Oh shit.
My wallet's fat only because it's filled with fast food receipts. Get the fuck out of here.
I love it. And by the way, guys, subscribe to the Front Face Lock podcast. I'm just saying.
Yes.
I think he earned it.
Oh, shit.
It's okay. Whew. Let's get on to something that's a little bit more serious. Our other AEW related question came from Clark Street Wrestling because they posted on social media. They want to know if people think that AEW has dropped the ball with Scorpio Sky after just everything in his solo run leading into the Men of the Year. Did AEW drop the ball? Who wants to go first?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Go ahead.
Honestly, he was on the rise before the pandemic hit. And then the pandemic hit and he got stuck at home. And then he was injured. And then he won, what was it? What the hell was that match?
Face of the Revolution.
The Face of the Revolution. And since then, he's pretty much been on a fucking roll. Yeah, he lost to Darby, but it wasn't his time right then. Honestly, he's gonna be in line and he's gonna win a title very soon, and he will be AEW World Champion down the road. Absolutely. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He will hold that AEW World title. You just gotta let the storyline play out. I'm taking this from our great friend, rest in peace, Shells. Let it play out.
Yes.
Yes,
As
I
Shells would
agree.
always say, let it play out. I love Buck. Top rope belching. Yeah, you get a lot of that here.
I
Yeah.
felt left out because I didn't have to
and
burp.
sorry, guys and gal. Don't apologize, dude. You got us dying
Gal,
laughing
there's a
over
gal
here.
here.
Kinda.
There's a gal
What
here.
girl?
What gal infiltrated?
He's talking about
This
you,
is a
Grandma.
closed room.
This is 3 guys talking about wrestling because they love wrestling.
Exactly.
Wendy
We just
is
bro
like
out here.
Wendy is like China. You don't treat her like a woman. You don't treat her like a man. You just treat her for who the fuck she is.
Damn fuck.
And
Great.
speaking of which, the 10th wonder of the world because she came before Raquel. You're next up to bat. Do you think AEW dropped the ball with Scorpio Sky?
No. No. Because, as Bruce said, there was COVID, there was injury, there's all kinds of shit. But we're picking the ball back up, and the ball was never dropped, to be honest. It was just like, ooh, we got to put this one to the side for a moment, pump some air back into it, and then put it back in the game. And that's all that is, and he's back in the game. They're building him back up, and he will have his day. There has been no ball dropping. There's been no fucking up. He will have his day. Who are you keeping me safe from, Leia?
Leia's
Even
mad.
Leia agrees with me.
She agreed.
Leia agrees. The ball was not dropped.
I'm almost afraid to answer now because I'm afraid Leia's gonna start growling at me. But here goes. I get what you guys are saying, but at the same time, I looked at what Devin asked and I looked at what he said about it, and I'm like, all right, dude is not completely wrong. Because here's the way that it played out. Scorpio came out, did the King of Dark promo. It was a great promo. We all applauded it. We thought it was amazing. It wasn't that, as Devin put, pipe bomb moment, but it was close to a pipe bomb moment for Scorpio to say, like, yeah, I'm the King of Dark, but what difference does it make? Where is that going to lead? That sort of thing. Okay, so he did that. He got his little push. He got his title match with Cody for the TNT title. Lost. Then he got into a feud with Shawn Spears, beat him, got hurt. All right, that happens. You don't know where that was going to go. But then he came back and wrestled like one match, got into the Face of the Revolution ladder match, and won that. Grabbed the brass ring, was named the Face of the Revolution. He then got a title match with Darby. And as Bruce probably remembers, when we were talking about this before, I was saying, I think it's the episode that Wendy missed, Darby doesn't need that title. And he didn't when he was fighting Scorpio Sky. But you figure if you're going to name somebody the face of a revolution, give him a title match, he should win the damn title. Especially when the guy holding it doesn't need it. Like, he is fucking over. He's one of the faces of the company. His place is established. Sky's is not. He loses. He then bounces around, going back and forth, and having this feud with Sting and Darby where all ego is leading the way. Now, I love All Ego. He's a great talent, and I can't wait for this coffin match. But, again, you name somebody the face of the revolution, and then his tag team partner is leading you through a feud and having singles matches, and you're just kind of standing in the background. At that point, they drop the ball a little bit. Now, I do agree with what you guys say. Eventually, they'll pick the ball back up because Scorpio is one of those talents you're not going to be able to deny for much longer. He is going to be a world champion in AEW. He is going to be at the top of the mountain, in the top tier of AEW competitors in the near future. But did they drop the ball on him after that ladder match going into the TNT title match? Especially because he had 2 shots from the King of Dark to the ladder match, lost them both. I can understand Cody. I can't understand Darby. I still don't. So maybe there is where they dropped the ball. That is, to me, maybe to Devin, maybe to a few other people, that's where they dropped the ball. But I also agree with a lot of what you said where, yeah, they could pick the ball back up. It's not like they dropped the ball. They didn't pop it. They didn't throw it in the trash. They didn't do it. You can pick it up. You can put it wherever you want to put it from here. Game ain't over yet. But they might have dropped the ball with him a little bit. Because he is a tremendous talent. I know there are people out there that say that he's corny, and I'm like, what the fuck have you been watching?
Because he's not. I mean, anybody who says he's corny is just a fucking idiot and, like, not paying attention, Like, he's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. He's chock full of potential, and his day will come.
Oh, you know what, Buck? I'm sorry, I gotta take a break. Yeah, my son is doing okay. We brought him back to the doctor for a follow up, and he's pretty happy. We're just keeping an eye on him, giving him some antibiotics, hoping he recovers properly, like getting it out the way. But he's doing good. And you were really into that story. The one from the live stream or the one I just told now? I tell a lot of stories. I tell a lot of stories, but there is plenty of room for Sky to improve and to get back on track from here. And oh, you know what, Buck? I'm sorry. Prayers for Terry Funk. By the way, we had an awesome moment where Tommy Dreamer let us all know that Terry Funk is doing better than was reported, and he's actually pretty happy. And he had this whole big story that he told Tommy where he was like, "We can make money. I swear to God. Call like whatever his name is. It's Sika's kid, Roman Reigns, and that Paul Lee guy.
Draw," he said.
And I'll feud with the tribal chief at SummerSlam. I know I'm 77, but I can still draw a big crowd." So we were all worried about Terry, but it turns out Terry's doing a lot better than originally reported, and I'm very happy to hear that. Thank God. We love you, Funker. Get your rest. You know, enjoy the nurses. Have a good life. I'm glad you're doing much better than originally reported, because that had me heartbroken. No lie. Okay, sorry. Slight course correction. Now we're gonna move on. And so yeah, we got Jungle Boy, we got Scorpio. Let's just get into Road Ragers, shall we? Because it was a pretty damn good show overall, wouldn't you say? And
yeah, it was.
What was your favorite match of the entire night?
Holy shit! I don't know. I didn't even really think about it.
Oh,
I just loved the whole fucking show. I loved the whole fucking show. Like
the whole
thing
night
from start to finish.
From where I started, the whole night was good.
Yeah, most of the night was very good. I loved. I kind of loved the strap match. I know Brucey didn't, but I did.
Good. No, I did. I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
There were some people asking if QT Marshall spitting on Cody was disrespectful. I was like, duh.
That was the point of it, you know. Like I saw something about it, and I was like, you know, I didn't see the match, but that's the point. Storyline wise and IRL, when you spit on someone, that's just straight up one of the most disrespectful things you can do to anybody
of all time. Yeah,
unless that's their kink. If that's their kink, that's a whole other thing. But spitting on someone because you're angry and hateful towards them, beautiful storyline wise, disrespectful straight up, and I loved it.
Thank you, Buck. I tell a good story. Yeah, it was straight up disrespectful, and you know, I guess the reason I brought the strap match up first was not only because I enjoyed it, but because, you know, Cody was a key to a very interesting, to say the least, debut. Because in the middle of the match, the lights went out, and the fuck, and all of a sudden they pop back on, and nothing. And you thought, like, is there like a storm or something? Did the power go out? Like, what the fuck just happened there? And then all of a sudden,
even they were like, we seem to be having electronic difficulties.
Yeah, we seem to be having some difficulty with the lights here, and sorry about that, guys. We're like, okay, that's weird. And then shortly after, the lights go out again. You're like, really? What is this? Like the ECW arena? Like the power goes out all the time, but you guys, you're supposed to be, you know, high budget and shit. And then the lights pop on. And standing there on the other side of the ring, I know the fans were chanting Tommy because that was all they knew.
Yes.
Malachi Black. Oh my!
It's fucking amazing.
You know what? I don't even think I can. Do I have it here? Because I don't think I can do it any justice. I think I gotta I gotta have it. I don't fucking have it. Can you believe that? Oh my god! Like, holy shit! Because like I did not. First off, I did not expect Black to be back this soon. And as you guys may know, if you watch SmackDown, you may already know this. Zelina Vega re-signed with WWE, and then there were a lot of reports saying that Aleister Black was going to re-sign with WWE. But then later on, before Dynamite that day, Tommy had put a video out where he showed himself in an insane asylum, and he had the black paint on his eye, and at first he had the eye patch, and we took it off. He had the black paint, and he was shaking, and people were calling him Tommy and Aleister. I told you my name is Malachi, and they said you've been here for 5 years. You should have gotten better by now. I'll never listen to you. And I'm thinking, that's kind of ironic because he spent like 5 years in the WWE system from NXT up, and they're saying he wants to go back to WWE, but even he says he doesn't want to go back, like before this and in this video. So why the fuck would anybody think he's going back? Skip ahead a few hours. There he is. There he fucking is in all of his glory. And a lot of people I know that were asking, like, how the hell did he pull that off? Because usually you got to wait 90 days. According to multiple, and I mean multiple fucking reports, guys, Aleister Black's contract still had the original NXT 30-day clause instead of the standard WWE 90-day clause.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew that. Nobody knew that but him. But Malachi.
Nobody caught that. I appreciate that he stayed silent about it too. He was just kind of like, this might come in handy.
He just so pops out, kicks Arn Anderson's head off, poor guy. Shortly after, kicks Cody's fucking head off too. Not so poor guy, but still. And it was such a moment. It was a moment that had me literally, like the way I said, give you the Joey Styles, oh my God moment. That was me coming off my couch, like jumping when I saw him.
Oh yeah,
holy shit! And my wife, who had been putting our son to bed, comes walking out. She's like, "What are you screaming about?" And I said, "Look!" And I pointed at the TV, and there's Malachi Black, and she went, "Holy shit, the end is here." I was like, "Yes, it is."
The end is here, yes.
Well, she remembers it was Tommy End too, and she always said, like, I like Tommy End better than Aleister Black. And I was like, yeah, a lot of people did. So and she didn't hear his name, and at that point, the fans were chanting, Tommy, Tommy. So she was like, oh my God, the end is here. And she starts jumping up and down. She starts doing her best Daniel Bryan impression. Yes! Yes!
Everybody was losing their mind.
It was a huge moment, but I gotta ask because I put it to our group as well. And I'm gonna ask the way I asked the group: keep it or kill it. Malachi Black's debut is the biggest surprise that AEW has had since in its history.
I wouldn't say in its history. I'd say at least this year.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bruce.
No, you're fine. You're fine. My shit's delayed. You're good.
So what would you say is the biggest surprise then? Because you guys seem to be poo-pooing this, so I'm going to hit this.
No.
I'm not poo-pooing it. I'm saying for this in its history, it's up there as one of the biggest, but it wasn't the biggest. And it's hard for me to pinpoint like my number one biggest. I could say I'd put it up there with Brody's debut. That was holy shit exciting.
Yeah. Brody's was a surprise because we weren't sure who the Exalted One would be. So I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Sting's debut in AEW was pretty exciting too. I felt like I was 10 again, like losing my shit,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they've had some good surprises. So I'm pretty sure Wendy said kill it, and I'm pretty sure Brucey was leaning in that direction. So I'm gonna let him elaborate.
I don't know if I'm leaning towards kill it or not, because it's like I'm looking at these debuts in two categories. I'm looking at pandemic debuts, and then I'm looking at live show debuts. Now, they did have more debuts during the pandemic, but if you go to live crowd debuts, it's between him and Moxley debuting during live crowds.
Mox was a good one. Thank you. That's the one I was trying to remember.
But here's the thing, like the pop that he got, it blew the roof off that place in friggin' Miami.
Oh,
Like
yeah, it did.
that pop, like that pop right there is everything that I have been waiting for months.
This whole
and
time,
months and
like a
months.
year and a half. Yes.
Was
So-
SmackDown live tonight with a crowd?
I have no idea. I'm not watching it. Is anybody watching SmackDown in the live chat? I hear fireworks,
Yeah.
but that's my stuff. So apparently we're getting pyro for our show in the background. So
Hell yeah.
either they're celebrating that Malachi Black came to AEW, one or the other. Either way, thank
Either
you
or.
for
I
the
just think
pyro.
it's amazing.
Thank you for the pyro, because usually I have to sit here and do this. So this is by far superior.
So, if you can believe it or not, on
Oh, SmackDown is in the
Black-
Thunderdome.
Black-
Thank you, Brian.
Black did an interview already since his debut,
Really?
and his character and the debut and the blackouts were all his idea. They were all his idea. Tony and the Bucks and everyone said, "Yeah, let's fucking go with it." And he praised AEW on their creative freedom.
Everybody has, honestly, though. Like,
Nothing?
I don't think I've heard a single
at all?
person say, like,
can't
oh,
hear me?
well,
Fuck
the
it,
creative
go.
freedom was too much or anything like that.
No, I hear you. Did you have some more to drop on us there, Brucey?
Nope.
No? Okay. Now I know Brian had said that his biggest debuts were Sting and Brody. And I get those were big. Those were very big. And it's hard to disagree, but just there were a lot of big ones, but a lot of the, like, Sting was kind of during pandemic. They had like wrestlers and a few fans. Brody was definitely during pandemic. They had like wrestlers around the ring. Very beginning of pandemic. And so just for the way that it felt, just seeing him in the ring, thinking he wasn't even able to be in that ring yet, thinking I'd have to wait another, 2 or 3, 2 months to see him at all. Like maybe see him at all out. And there he is. And then to hear that pop, and I know it's not Sting's fault. It's not Brody's fault. But like Bruce said, I've been waiting a good year and a half for a pop like that, and people went crazy, and I was one of them. I was absolutely. I did go crazy for Sting. I did go crazy for Brody, but this just felt bigger because this was more of a surprise. A, because 30 days, and B, remember how I gave Tony that little talk a while back about, like, don't put all your shit on social media. Don't sit here and gas people up. Say, we got big surprises coming, guys. You got to tune in. And then you get like meh. So people are mad. He said nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, this was kept under wrap.
This is what you need to do, Tony, from now on. From now on, don't gas people up. Just be like, wait for it and let it happen. Because this was beautiful. So, with all that, and since we're done with the NWO question, we'll bring the regular sounds back in. I gotta say, keep that shit.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Will Smith, by the way.
Black stated that only 6 people knew he was debuting on Wednesday,
and I was. Not
That's a really good kept secret.
That is damn good kept secret. And Tony Khan did not say shit. So maybe he was listening when I gave him that little talk of like, yo, stop getting all over your social media, gassing people up, and then having these things happen, and they're not very big.
Keep your mouth shut, Tony.
just I ain't saying nothing. Zip and let it happen. So yeah, I absolutely love the debut. I can't wait to see, where this goes. And even if it is a match with Cody, everybody's like, why it's gotta be Cody? Why it's gotta be Cody? Because he's fucking Cody?
I mean, honestly.
I mean, he doesn't have a title like Kenny Omega, so he's perfect for a debut. He's not part of a tag team like the Bucks, and they have a title. So Black would probably destroy both of them in 2 seconds. He's a tremendous fucking wrestler, and that's going to be an amazing match. There's 3. There's the most importantly, he's a tremendous fucking wrestler, and this is going to be an amazing match if it does happen. So why not? Who you want to see him against? Seriously, who you want him against? You want to fight Jungle Boy? Jelly? Who?
There's really nobody.
Maybe we'll bring back Fuego del Sol and he could have a fucking Iron Man match with him. Is that what you want? No, I want fucking Cody. I don't know what the hell y'all are hating on, honestly. That match is going to be electric, and you are probably going to poo-poo it because Cody's in it.
Yeah. People are already poo-pooing it because Cody's in it.
And Cody has to have everything.
Cody's
Why does Cody always
Malachi?
love him? He's gonna bury him. Cody never puts anybody over. Cody never loses.
Let me ask you something, Brucey.
Cody puts someone over.
Let me ask you something, Brucey. Let me ask you something, Brucey. When Cody fought Jericho for the AEW title, what happened? Did he win? He lost, right? Why did he lose?
MJF.
Right. And then he got in that big long feud with MJF, and he got strapped, and he got dissed, and he got whatever else. And then he fought MJF. And what happened?
Yeah, he got beat with a belt. That's a whole other
beast.
He lost. And did it not help to propel MJF?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's from the MJF mark, y'all.
Yep.
So and people say, well, MJF talks about Cody all the time because it's his job.
Because it's MJF. That's what he does. He talks shit about everybody.
It's what he does. Thank you. Thank you.
The only
Cody's doesn't have every. Let me ask one more question. If it were not for Cody in the open challenges, do you think guys like Eddie Kingston or Ricky Starks would be in AEW and on TNT? Do you think Eddie Kingston would have ever sniffed national television in his career? As heartbreaking as that would have been.
Probably not.
Honestly, as much as I hated those open challenges, you're right. Like I have to agree on that. If it wasn't for them, a lot of people wouldn't have gotten the attention that they got.
Mm-hmm.
So Cody might not lose much, but the guys that he's in the ring with, they don't seem to lose either. MJF skyrocketed career. Eddie Kingston on national television for the first time in his career. Ricky Starks, young wrestler,
Darby
went from
Allin.
NWA to Dynamite. Darby.
Even Darby Allin.
Who did Darby beat for the TNT Championship?
Cody.
Oh yeah, Cody.
Thank you, class.
But Cody never loses.
Kofi Kingston versus Eddie Kingston. I might actually want to see that one. That'd be cool. You see him like spinning for Trouble in Paradise, and Eddie just catch him with a back fist in the middle of it. That'd be dope.
And no, I have to disagree. Kofi is not better than Eddie.
I'm sorry, he said
Eddie can rock
greater.
the mic.
Greater.
Eddie can rock that mic like nobody's fucking business. And that accent's not
We're
fake.
looking at overall, we're looking at in ring, because there's a lot of factors. But that match itself would be amazing. Darby,
That would be a good match.
Darby equals baby Sting. Well, he does now because Sting has become his dad. Okay, son, go out there and have your handicap match. I'm dragging the coffin for my son. Like yeah. But when you're 62, you do that. So he's still better than Goldberg. That's all I'm gonna say. And we're gonna move on because there was another debut that night that was almost as good because of the beating he put on a certain douchebag, and that was El Idolo.
That dude's fucking jacked now.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
He was working out with Matt Cardona during that time off because you remember when Matt came back, he went from like my size.
Oh my god, muscles on muscles on muscles. What?
They're all in like Moxley return shape. Remember when Moxley came back to WWE during the Ambrose days, and he had put on like all this bulk and muscle and shit.
He came back after injury.
Yeah, but these guys were just sitting around with nothing better to do, so they got in the gym, and goddamn, it shows because El Idolo looks amazing. I love the fucking ring attire, and I'm totally honest, y'all. That
was pretty awesome.
As soon as I thought about it, and I saw the mask and the white striped suit and all that, I just thought like I went to Los Ingobernables. I really did. I went to like Naito. I went to like Roosh with the black and white stripes. I was in wrestling mode. Okay, and you would be too because you're watching fucking Dynamite, right? Here's the kicker: is that it never dawned on me to think outside the wrestling box because I was in wrestling mode.
Yep.
But if this will work, I'm gonna pop this bad boy back up. I love how it works. Apparently, El Idolo's new
Black Mask
logo, new ensemble was inspired by the DC Comics character of Black Mask, aka Roman Sionis. Doesn't exactly look, because my wife watches Batman season 2, and he doesn't exactly look like that on season 2 of Batwoman. But that's how he looks in comics. That's where the outfit came from. I was in wrestling mode. That's fucking awesome. that is through the moon, like fucking awesome.
Yep.
I love it. I love the look. I love the entrance. I love the way he beat down Matt Sydal even after the match because I hate fucking Matt Sydal with a passion. I might be a little biased. Okay, when it comes to this match, I am definitely the bad guy. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say because I hate Matt Sydal. So not only was it his debut, he beat the shit out of Matt Sydal, so he is my hero. Grandma, what did you think of El Idolo's debut?
I thought it was great. I love that he came out with Vicky and he has a personal assistant, which I think is kind of funny. I'm like, he just like came out and he just like ripped off the top
out
and
of
was
nowhere.
like, hold it.
But
I'm
that's
like,
what Naito does with the tearaway suits and shit. That's why I thought. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I jumped in.
I thought it was a great debut. I think he looked great. And I appreciate that it wasn't a squash match either. It was an actual legitimate match with, granted, a shit-ass person, because apparently we personally hate Matt Sydal here.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I'm okay with it.
At least two of us.
I'm okay with this. I thought it was a great match.
When he fell off the top rope in his debut, I laughed and I said,
Damn, I died.
I hope they fire you tomorrow. And they kept him. They kept his ass. Anywho, Brucey died. My high-class brother.
Before I get going on this, Dom, on that baby Yoda behind you, can you show me on there where Matt Sydal hurt you?
Right here in the field. I'm allergic to douche, and so every time he comes out, I'm like, oh fuck, here we go again. My eyes are itching and they're swelling. I can't breathe. All I taste is vinegar. I'm allergic to douche. It's the same reason I can't. It's the same reason I can't watch Randy Orton. Allergic to douche. Sorry.
Fair enough.
I won't die because of wrestling.
El Idolo looked
really not like that, at least.
His freaking debut. I think it might have been bigger to save him for last week. His like actual like coming out debut, like showing up on AEW for this past week. But as far as the match goes, he looked great. Like he never missed a beat. Missed a beat. Great match. Whoa. Dom's
Did we
gone.
lose our host?
And we're still live. We lost our host.
We're still going, but we lost our host.
Wendy.
Bruce.
So Britt Baker and Nyla Rose.
Britt Baker's amazing. Oh my god.
How do you feel about this feud?
I like it. I think it's a great feud, especially because I don't know. I just love heel on heel action, because it gets really nasty and really dirty and like just fucking I love it. But I appreciate everything about this. I think it's a great feud. It gives Nyla an opportunity to push herself further as an athlete because Baker is like Yes, she's a well-rounded athlete because she can do the high fly shit, she can do the power shit, she'll throw your ass into a table and not even blink. And the potential for like some sort of crazy, like a street fight or a hardcore match, something, a table smack, I don't give a fuck. It's gonna be, I'm excited. You?
I think I think it's gonna be a tables match, Wendy. After Britt Baker got powerbombed through that table on the outside, which was like a holy shit moment.
Oh my god, yeah, it was.
I actually think that this feud is gonna be something special. Like,
Definitely.
I don't see Baker losing the title to Nyla, but I think this is gonna help put Nyla back in the forefront towards the front of the women's division where she was at the beginning.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. That's how I feel about that. Say
And
the word.
I kind of can't wait to see how Reba Rebel and Vicky fall into this too. Like, will there be some sort of tit for tat between those two? What's gonna happen there too? Are they gonna get involved? You know?
What if we get a Rebel versus Vicky stipulation match on Dynamite? The winner
the
picks the
stipulation.
Yeah.
I like
And then-
this. I like
and-
this.
Hey, you still here?
There you
Oh.
are.
I'm so sorry.
I was
guys.
like, we were in the middle of
Oh
it.
yeah, we've been here.
What
I had my
happened?
internet blink, and
We've been here recording without you.
I'm sorry, guys. I had my internet blink, and I dropped out, and then I had to wait for the modem to come back up, and chaos ensued. At least I got back because it wasn't letting me back to begin with.
Well, the
was
shit-
it something? Of course, it wasn't something you said, bro.
Wendy,
You're allergic to douche
me
shit.
and
Like
Wendy,
Cody. Cody is not a douche. And
We
no, it was
kept the
not
show
something you
rolling
said.
though. We kept it going.
I'm enjoying all the comments, man. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We all have thick skin. We're good. I'm sorry, guys.
so
yeah,
you dropped.
I dropped. Yeah.
So you dropped, but we were still live and still going, and me and Wendy kept the show going without you.
Yes, we did.
Hang on, let me
We
get the
did good.
soundboard
We
back
did
up
good.
because you guys, I don't have like gold stars and I don't have lemon cookies, so I'm gonna have to give you a round of applause as soon as I can find it, if I can fucking find it. Teamwork, it makes the dream work. Anywho, I think the last thing that I was saying before my internet blinked was I love the combination of like the black debut from nowhere and the in ring of El Idolo. It was cool. I love that he beat down Matt Sydal. I think the sky is the limit for Andrade. It's why I said I think a week or two ago, like he does not need to go after the TNT title. He needs to be the superstar.
This motherfucker.
I love him. I really do.
My sciatica is bothering me.
Are your backs hurting for carrying the show for those few minutes? If it is, they now know how I feel every week.
It was a little rough because we didn't have the rundown right in front of us.
Oh,
But we did
So
it.
we had a good conversation. We went
No,
somewhere
I'm
well
glad
with
you
it.
guys. I'm glad you guys had a productive chat. It was a cool moment. What was I pulling up when? Oh, that shut down too because obviously I lost my internet, so now I got to get all my tabs back up. So yeah, there's that. But how about the well, we'll save the main event. We'll save the main event. The one match that I was just like meh about from the whole night was probably like the mixed tag. Because they kept teasing us with intergender, but they didn't please us. They were like, "Oh, Chris Statlander's gonna fight the Blade." Psych. Oh, Orange Cassidy and the Bunny are throwing down. Psych. I was like, "Oh, come on."
It was just disappointments all around.
Chris Statlander could whoop on the Blade's ass. You know, like the old saying goes, like intergender only works if it's believable. You believe Chris Statlander could whoop the Blade's ass. And you believe the Bunny might be able to fuck up Orange Cassidy too, if you want to be real. Oh shit, shots fired. But it was just, it felt a little flat to me. I liked it. It just felt a little flat.
I think that was like the only disappointment of the night in an overall good night.
At least it wasn't.
And it wasn't even the worst.
At least it wasn't just me. I'm happy for that. And then,
But I love me a good intergender match. So
and then
Really?
of course, I think
big stretchies.
what was it
Sorry, she's got a big stretchy.
prior to the main event, we were gonna have this showdown, this standoff, whatever they called it, between MJF and Chris Jericho. And Hialeah, she is just the star of the show now.
She is. She's just.
I can't do it because
She's
you're
just
not in the
here.
right frame. I was gonna make that real big. Just welcome to Top Rope Leia. Aw, she loves her mama. But before the standoff, we actually had this wild moment they kind of caught on camera
Douchebag.
where some dick,
The douchery.
some prick, as soon as we get on the road and we get a packed house, has to jump the ramp and go after Jericho. And can we be real for a minute? I know Chris Jericho is we talk about all his wrestling accolades. Chris Jericho is the son of a fucking hockey Hall of Famer who was known for his brawling.
Yes.
Who also trains outside the ring with the same guys that like Hager's training with to be in Bellator.
Yep.
I don't really
Didn't he
think
go
he's
through
the
dungeon as
guy.
well?
Yes. I don't
He
really.
did. He went through Stewart's
And
dungeon.
he survived the Stu Hart, and he might have been one of the last guys to come out of Stu Hart's dungeon. This is not the guy that you want to run up on. So immediately I know this guy's a dumbass because I knew that. I knew that in the ECW arena. I might have got away with jumping the gate, but he'd have whooped my ass. So I was like, I'm gonna save that for the Sandman. Fuck him. But this guy didn't have that information because he's a dumbass. And he runs up.
It's like I saw in the video today where his chick was like, "You picked the right bitch to put you in the wrong place."
Jericho whooped that boy's ass on the way to the ring. So maybe Jericho might be the GOAT, but when it comes to like shoot fights on AEW television, Jericho's undefeated. And the thing about it was, I know you guys have heard us talk, and I've talked. I guess you could call it passionately. You might call it psychotically about Jim Cornette and what he does to his followers and his fan base with all this bullshit. Okay, all of a sudden I feel like I'm right, and I feel like I have proof that I was right about all that gaslighting Mark bullshit that I ranted about for all that time. And I'm gonna get everything back up because had that small glitch. Sorry. Here is the fucking dumbass whose name I'm not gonna put up on screen.
No.
And he tweeted out today about it, and this is obviously what he tweeted. And look, lo and behold, who he ats very top of the fucking tweet, Jim Cornette. Hey, how did you like my AEW debut? Blah, 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 blah. Reality can hit from anywhere. Well, apparently reality doesn't hit as hard as Chris Jericho, dumbass!
Well.
Now,
alrighty.
Jim Cornette would later come back and quote his tweet and say something about how the ring is sacred and he doesn't condone that and he's lucky he didn't get gutted like a fish and this and that and the other. And that is literally covering your ass, homeboy. Straight up.
Yep.
Straight up and down, no matter how you want to slice it, because you sit here and you rile these motherfuckers up and you get them feeling this way, and then they do this, and then they come looking to you for approval because they've been listening to you bitch about AEW for what, like 2+ fucking years now? That's how you're making your living, your money. This guy's probably got like every Patreon subscription you fucking have, bro. And he's heard every bit of your rhetoric, and he's doing this. And I don't care how you want to put it out there on social media. He did it because of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'd be better off if Jim Cornette just stopped doing this altogether. And he and this guy and the "it's still real to me, damn it" dude end up sharing a basement together, and Jim could just tell them these stories all day long. Just have their own little 3-way pity party where they just hate privately amongst themselves until the day they all die. and hopefully it's simultaneously. I'm sorry, fucking shit pisses me off.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like just it pissed me off in the first place before this even happened. If you've watched this show, you've seen me just go off about Cornette. I don't listen to a word he says. When somebody asks me, "Did you hear what Corny?" Nope, fuck no. Because the last time I said something decent about him, it blew up in my face, and then every other
Oh my
time
god, right?
I tried to give him some slack. He did some dumb shit, and then this happens, and what's the first thing out this dude's mouth? Hey Jim, look what I did!
Yep.
Fuck out of here, you stupid motherfucker! You too, corny.
To add to what Brian said, where he said, it's really disturbing how some feel the need to grope women wrestlers too. Any wrestler, because Roman Reigns has said he's been groped by women as when he came down through the audience with the Shield. I don't care who you are. I don't care about your gender. You don't just grope people. And that's just wrong.
Even the first time AEW brought fans back and Moxley came through the crowd, somebody came at him.
Yeah.
If you remember that. I can't remember the pic.
Yeah, gave him a
excuse
beer.
me.
He gave him a beer.
Tried to give him a beer. Yeah. I know. I'm just saying it just seems like, like we've been waiting. Like, yes, crowds want to come back. We want to see crowds back. We eventually would like to be in the crowds. But like, if you keep doing this, they're gonna take away the crowds. Fuck you.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
You never know, man.
That's what makes live TV so great.
Yeah. I don't know if Chris Jericho knocking some dude out from the crowd is great TV. It had to be done, but I don't know if it's great TV. I just don't. It's not a good look for fans either. I'm mad. He's making me laugh. Thank you. I don't even like to grope myself. Why would anyone have a shit with a grope? I can't. I'm dead. But you saw it. I don't even like to grope myself. Why would anyone worth half a shit want to grope another person?
Honestly.
I don't know, dude. Some of these people, they're just out there, man. And obviously this guy was, and the first thing he was looking for approval from was none other than his master, Jim Cornette.
But Corny was quick to wash his hands of the whole situation and be like, "That's on you, my guy. My name is Paul. That's between y'all." Like,
of course he was.
He's like, "My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it."
Could you imagine, like, if this went further and this guy actually did assault Jericho or do something worse, and then came home, like he's on, like cops are looking for him. He's on his phone. Hey, Corny, did you see what I did? I did it for you. Next thing you know, Corny's a fucking accessory to the shit.
Yep.
And it's not a good look for him when everybody saw on national TV, and then the next day this tweet's going around. Because it grew legs, y'all. And so of course he's going to say, that the ring is sacred. You shouldn't have done that. And blah, 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 blah. But he knows damn well. He'll say it. Someone will do it again. He'll pop this shit out of his back pocket on social media, and then he'll just keep doing what he does. Because he's a dumbass. And the people listening to him are even bigger dumbasses. Following him.
Yeah.
I appreciated Rebby's tweet. Leave it to Jim Cornette to inspire and empower this type of dumb fuckery. Clown emoji, clown emoji, clown emoji.
Yeah. Muppet fuckery, fans. That's what Jim Cornette inspires. Oh God, Brian, I can only imagine how badly rail jumpers would have gotten beaten during an ECW show doing that shit. It wouldn't have been pretty.
That would have been wild.
It wouldn't have been pretty at all. Because if you notice, ECW had a lot of fan participation, had a lot of in-crowd spots, and people didn't get involved. They'd hand out something for somebody to hit somebody with, but that was it. Because there were times where a fan would get involved and the other fans in the crowd would jump that guy. Like, don't fuck it up for us, asshole. I may or may not have partaken in the don't fuck it up asshole moment, but
an ECW crowd was a Philly crowd. Philly crowds, no matter the sport, no matter what it is, Philly crowds are wild. They are wild, untamed animals. Like,
Yeah, they eat
what
horse
the
shit.
fuck? Didn't you guys like throw rocks at
J9.
Finn or some shit like that?
It's
Batteries.
It was batteries, but close enough. But yeah,
Yeah, that's what it
J9.
was. Batteries.
Everybody, I'm just gonna hit it because it's true.
That's the fact, Jack. That's the fact, Jack.
We're gonna move on.
Didn't Philly flip the bus of an opposing team one time?
We did. It was the Cowboys, actually.
See? Philly crowds, man. Nobody fucks with the
I
Philly
can't
crowd.
remember. There's a lot of shit that's happened in Philly, but you still gotta love us. No one else likes us. and we don't
Philadelphia. Fuck
no
around
one
and
likes
find
us.
out.
Philadelphia, no one likes us, and we don't fucking care. That's that's been the motto since 2017. We're gonna keep it up. Not again. Okay, good. Whoo.
There's even a list. 10 times Philadelphia fans were truly the worst.
All right, we'll get into that in another episode. A jail underneath the
time
vet.
one guy intentionally threw up on an 11-year-old girl.
I don't remember that one. But yeah, I do remember having a jail in the vet in the basement, and there were like huge rats and all this shit. Not that I was in it, but I knew people who were in it. Not me. I was a little young to be in the vet jail. By the time it came down, I was in my 20s. So, but not me. Jersey fans fuck with Philly fans and we win. That's also a fact. You're not wrong there either. So all we have left from this show is the main event, which was, of course, the Young Bucks defending against Penta and Eddie Kingston.
That was a good ass match.
This was a great match, but the thing, and again, I loved it, loved all of it. It had every hardcore moment you could think of, whether it was destroyers through tables on the outside, thumbtacks, chairs, crowd spots, blood, everything, all the bells and whistles. It was beautiful. But am I the only one who's getting kind of tired of going into a main event match that you already know like the outcome of? Like between Jungle Boy Kenny, between this one, all the Darby TNT title matches where we're like, you know who's gonna win. Am I the only one getting
there's
tired
like
of
this sense of pending disappointment, and it's just like drawing out the disappointment to come. And it can be like the most amazing fucking match, but knowing that I'm gonna face that disappointment at the end just kind of takes some of the fun out of it for me.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like the journey to get there is cool as hell, but when you already know the destination, it just seems to kind of take a little bit away from it. And Dynamite
before anybody
Road Rager
comes
has
to
done
me with
this.
Before anybody comes up with the bullshit of it's about the journey, not the ending. Well, when the ending's disappointing,
or when the ending's predictable. Like we knew Kenny was beating Jungle Boy. It was a great match, but we knew it. We knew the Young Bucks were going to retain. It was a tremendous match. It had everything, but you already knew how it was going. Darby with a couple of those TNT title defenses, maybe two, maybe three of them. You knew he was going to win before, as soon as the match was announced a week before. And while they were good matches, it was like, can we get to a point where we have a main event match and you don't know who's going to win the week before when you announce the main event match for the following week? Can we do that like one or two times? Just take a break from this. I'm not saying we scrap it all together. We 86 it. Can we just take a break? Because I love AEW. I love Dynamite. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to. But again, I got to be real with you people. You know. And really knowing who's going to win the match before we even get to the night of the match, let alone the match itself, takes away from whatever you do in it. Like
it
if there was
depends
something
on your perspective.
If any of these was a tremendous upset, like if Jungle Boy had snatched Pretty Platinum, if Penta and Eddie had snatched
hold on.
tag
I gotta hear this from Bruce. What do you mean by it depends on your perspective? And I gotta hear it because you made a face like a 16-year-old girl.
From a certain point of view.
No, it's I've come to a point where not giving up, but like I do my best not to think about the outcome at the end and enjoy the friggin' match. I
Okay.
do my best. It doesn't happen all the time, but I do
Okay.
my damn best. And you cannot sit there and tell me there were not moments in that match that you did
I
not
didn't. I
think that
just
Kenta
said.
and Kenny
I
were going
just
to
said it
win.
had everything. Didn't I? I just said it had everything. It had all the spots. It had all the tacks, tables, whatever, like tables, tacks, ladders, chairs. Oh my, the whole nine, bells, whistles. But then you already knew, and it was just like, oh.
But during that match, when there were those close falls,
I enjoyed
by
it.
Penta,
I'm just saying
when-
it took away
you're
from
not
it.
letting me finish. When there were those little pinfalls, those close calls, you can't tell me you weren't saying, "Holy shit, they've got this."
Not really.
Not one fucking time.
Not really.
You're fucking lying.
I'm not. Because I knew who was going to win. I was like, he's
didn't
kicking
say,
out.
holy shit, they've
Somebody's
got
breaking
this.
his shit up.
I
I
asked,
was
holy
looking
shit, they're
ask.
gonna
I wish
swerve
my
us.
wife was here because she'd be like, because she said my wife was watching it with me, and Kathy said, "Oh shit, they got it," and I was like, "It's not happening." And the next thing you know, like one of the Bucks would kick out, or the other, or like Nick
What's
would
the
save
point of
Matt.
watching wrestling if you look at it that way?
I wasn't like, holy
I
shit,
enjoy-
they got it. I asked myself, like, holy shit, are they going to swerve us? But those are two different things because one's a statement and the other's a question.
Yeah.
And the answer to that question came at the kick out. So, you know.
Yeah. But that's to be.
But they still had you believing.
I enjoy the build up to the finish. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the match.
You had
I'm
me
just
hoping,
saying.
but not believing.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I never at a point in that match thought like, oh, any kicks that are going to do this upset. It's like nope. And I enjoyed the match, but I didn't think they had any chance of winning, and they didn't. It was a wonderful match. Like, it was great, but it just it was a little bit taken away from it because I already knew the outcome. And, you know, not one of these matches, not one of them. Like we said, if John Silver would have won that TNT title, we'd have lost our minds. He didn't. If Jungle Boy won the TNT title, we'd have been blown away. He didn't. If these guys won the TNT title, if these guys won the tag team titles, I know I would have been celebrating. Wendy
lost my shit.
Wendy would have been going nuts, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, would have.
So eventually, when you think like, "Oh, they got this," and it doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen, and it doesn't, eventually you realize it ain't gonna happen, and then they give you the exact same thing. So if they want to let it happen once or twice, then yeah, continue down that path. But if not, then just give it a break. Put a main event out, and we don't know who's going to win it. Or at least the three of us argue on who's going to win it. Like going back to the Stadium Stampede, where everybody was saying Pinnacle and I was saying Inner Circle.
You okay, Hot Boy?
So it was kind of a shock to most folks.
Big stretchies.
It was still a great match. Don't get me wrong. I love the match itself. I have nothing against the match. I knew it was going to happen. It happened just like it did time and time again on Dynamite. And I was like, man, they need to stop doing this. And that's just being real. Like don't get people in that mode where they already know, like, this is going to happen. Why am I watching this? Don't give people that excuse.
I don't feel like I've reached that why am I watching this point. I just feel like I know what's going to happen, but it's going to be exciting to watch.
I was going back to like Darby Allin's streak of main events for the TNT title.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I watching this? Not this match in particular, but I did know what the outcome was going to be, just like I knew with Jungle Boy and with Kenny. And they were great matches, but I already knew. And then with Darby, it was like, it literally got to the point where it was like, why am I watching this? Don't give people a reason to tune out, and don't give haters a reason to pop off. Just like I said to Tony, keep your mouth shut. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. Like, shut these people up, get people watching. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to lift this product that I love. So that's why I say what I say. It's not coming from a place of hate. That's for sure. I am not corny. I am nowhere near corny.
Thankfully.
Thank God for that. Now, I saved the last semi AEW related topic because we were going to talk about Eddie Kingston, and because this one kind of hurts my heart a little bit. And it's also, again, we've been gone for a little while now. We've been doing our specials and our watch-alongs and that sort of thing. We haven't done a show like this. While we were doing it, after a Dynamite a week or two ago, Eddie Kingston cut a promo for fans where he talked about what AEW did for him and what they have, what you can only see here, and that sort of thing. It was very passionate. It was very Eddie. You know, it was very Eddie. And I think it was just supposed to be for the crowd, but you know how, smartphones or YouTube or whatever goes. It got out. Once it got out, here's Bully Ray on Busted Open Radio talking about Eddie Kingston's promo after this show, telling Eddie Kingston that he needs to stay in his lane, keep WWE out of his mouth, do this, do that, because it makes you look Bush League, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, I guess after our watch along, he was talking about how AEW seems to wrestle for the pop and not for the match, because Sammy, and we reacted to this too. And I know it's kind of an old school thing because I've heard this happens in other places. Sammy with the Destroyer, MJF kicked out. MJF with Tombstone, Sammy kicked out. Sammy with the 630, MJF kicked out. That sort of thing. Now, I know that happened there, but go to the Great American Bash. Go to Cole versus O'Reilly. Look at how many different finishers Adam Cole hit and Kyle kicked out. Look at how many different submissions that Kyle put Adam in that are usually just done over UTAP, and he got to the ropes. This is kind of the direction that wrestling has been going in. Not just AEW, before AEW.
In general.
Before AEW, Petey Williams brought the Canadian Destroyer in, and it was a one-hitter quitter. Before AEW even existed, the Destroyer became a move that everybody used and was maybe a finisher every now and then, when it was a one-hitter quitter. And from there, we've evolved to this. So it looks like that's where we're going. And I know, I'm old, Bully's old. We see things a different way. Maybe the game's changing, guys. And maybe guys like me, guys like Bully need to just understand. Because as much as we bitched about it, did we not think that MJF versus Sammy was a tremendous match?
It was, but I also get how frustrating it is because I get frustrated as a fan seeing these amazing finishers done on each other, but close call. Mm-hmm. It kind of takes away from the magic of that finisher.
There are two places. Mm-hmm. There are two places that I blame for this type of stuff. The first one, because it started there. It started there in the 20th century. ECW. We all knew Raven finished you with a DDT. It didn't mean he wouldn't hit you with 4 or 5 of them before he pinned you. Tommy Dreamer, same thing. It was then elevated in New Japan and ROH with the strong style. Like Okada has to hit you with 10 Rainmakers to put you away. Like, it's your finisher. You need 10 of them? So it started there. It started in one place. It elevated, and it's just been a steady climb ever since to now we're at where we're at today. Because I even enjoyed O'Reilly and Cole too, and there was a lot of the same shit, but it was a great match. It was high drama. You were shocked. Again, did not know that if MJF came off the second rope and hit Sammy Guevara with a tombstone, he would kick out. I thought, done. That is a shock. I did not know who was going to win that match going in, and I was shocked at that. I was shocked at the Destroyer. I was shocked at the 630. So as much as I was like, oh, come on, I was shocked. And that's more along the lines of what wrestling has been going for since ECW, since, New Japan and Okada with his 10 Rainmakers. They want to build that drama. They want to make it out like these guys are too tough to finish off with one move. And I get it, but some people don't. And Bully Ray is one of them. Now, that's not my biggest issue with him, but that was the easiest one that I wanted to get out of the way. My biggest issue with him is this bullshit that he just said about Eddie Kingston. And that's all that it is, y'all. This is bullshit from a man who forgot. Because he's Bully Ray now. He's Bully Ray, the WWE Hall of Famer. He's Bully Ray, the podcast host. He's Bully Ray, the big fucking deal. You know who he used to be? Does everybody remember who he used to be? Because I do. Because I saw it. I saw it with my own 2 eyes from a crowd. Do you know who he used to be? His name was And then somebody hit him in the head with a chair to go, my name is Bo Ray Dudley, and fall the fuck over. And back when he was he wasn't even over. And then when he got over, he and Devon made a living. His company, his promotion made a living talking down about other promotions. Left, right, and center throughout the course of their television programs, pay-per-views, promos, you name it. And I'm going to ask a question I already know the answer to. If some WWE Hall of Famer got on a radio show back then and told to stay in his fucking lane and keep the promotion's name out of his mouth, do you think him or anybody in that fucking promotion would have listened? At all.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like a lot. Too many instances, and this is in a general sense. This isn't even like specifically towards wrestlers or whatever, but in a general sense, too many instances, people rise towards the top position and forget where they came from, and just forget their roots and who they once were, and are like, I'm in the fancy food, I'm wearing the nice clothes, and I'm in the top spot now.
I'm the big
I
deal
don't
now.
need to remember. I can
have
tell
more
people
tag
where
team
they
championships
need to
than
be, what they
anybody.
do.
I'm a WWE Hall of Famer.
They forget. They either forget or they blatantly want to ignore it and act like that was never me.
I never did. and the answer to that question, by the way, is hell no. There is no way ECW would have stopped doing what they were doing. They bashed WWE and WCW more than any other promotion that has ever existed has bashed WWE collectively since. Okay, in the last 19, 20 years, collectively, every week. Every fucking week. And this is the same guy telling Eddie Kingston to stay in his fucking lane. I'm sorry. I'm thinking this is the pot calling the kettle black. It's just the pot forgot who the fuck he was a long time ago.
And then in arenas like this, in industries like this, especially like anything that involves some sort of fighting, whether it's entertainment or actual legitimate fighting, talking shit is part of it.
It is.
Just saying.
It is, and it was throughout his entire stint in ECW. It was throughout his entire career. The Dudleys would piss people off on a nightly fucking basis. They would talk shit on anyone and any promotion. They did not care. ECW did not care. They made a living off of talking shit. They literally at the beginning of their shows, our big boys don't play, they fight.
Yep.
Literally dissing WCW before the show starts. Got Stone
it's what
Cold.
They do. It's
Stone Cold cutting promos, talking shit on Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan and all this other shit. The Dudleys calling out WWE guys.
It's almost like having a boxing match and have both the fighters just be like, my opponent is a wonderful gentleman. I think he's the best. My opponent is such a great father.
Is
he
a
is
wonderful,
so lovely to his kids.
A wonderful example of a human being. Can we shake hands and hug after this weigh-in? Absolutely. Like, no. Do not, you of all people should never once tell anybody to stay in their fucking lane. Because you never did. Yep. And if you did, you would have just been your whole fucking career. You would have never been a Hall of Famer. You would have never been the leader of the Aces and H's. You would have never been a world champion in your career if you stayed in your fucking lane.
Yep.
So how about you tell Eddie Kingston to keep doing what he's doing because it worked for you?
Yeah. Fair enough.
You know, maybe pass
Bruce,
it along.
any thoughts?
Bruce is like, I'm not touching this one.
I don't even want to get into it.
Bruce is like, I'm not touching it. I don't want to do it.
Fair enough.
Uh-oh. What we got? I would apologize after a boxing match, even if I won. I'd be like, sorry, you look like my dad who didn't love me. You too, huh?
Oh my god.
You too? I thought that was just me. My bad.
Honestly,
y'all. It's just, stay in your fucking lane. Jesus Christ, bully. Shut the fuck up. Just do your show. There's a lot of times where I agree with him, and this one hurts my heart. This one really does, because this guy, fuck. I've been watching him since 1995.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane is applicable if I'm trying to tell Bruce how to do his job, even though I legit even know what his job is.
How about telling this fan that bum rush Jericho to stay in his fucking lane? How about that? That would be the
That's
opportune
when it's
moment.
appropriate.
Telling Eddie Kingston.
Staying in one's lane is like if I told you guys how to raise your kids and I ain't got a single fucking one.
Yeah.
That's a time when you
Stay
tell
in your
someone to
fucking
stay
lane.
in their lane. Mm-hmm.
How about you just, respect the fact that, like, Eddie's happy as hell to be where he is right now. Probably thought this was never going to happen. And he's out here speaking passionately to a crowd that he just entertained. You've never done that before, Bully? Never. Really?
Yep.
All of a sudden, I'm the Miz now. Really? 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 I bet you did.
I think this dead horse has been beaten enough. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. So unless anybody's got any final thoughts, I think we've just about hit everything we need to hit. I don't see anything left on the rundown.
We did.
So I know they are now scrolling across the bottom of our video, which is awesome, but we're going to put this out as a podcast too. So High Class still has a job. Do you want to give them the social medias and let everybody know where they can find us? At least you got a cue card.
Oh yeah, right. You guys can find us on Facebook, Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We're a publicly traded Facebook group. Come in, click invite. We'll accept. Talk everything wrestling, anything wrestling. Join our threads. Join our live videos for the shows. Just come on in and enjoy the show. You can also find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. There's a handle. Shit's popping off on there like always. And then you can also find us on Instagram at top_rope_wrestling_talk. And before I turn this over to Wendy, I wanted to, I'm putting this out there for the Top Rope Nation that there will be a new segment that we are starting next month.
Yeah, whole new show.
It's basically
whole new segment.
Yeah, it's a whole. It'll be a monthly segment, and the three of us are going to pick past shows, whether it be friggin' WWF from 1980 or Smoky Mountain Wrestling. We're gonna pick an episode and we're gonna watch it, and then at the end of the month, we're gonna review it. We're gonna review that show and talk about that show just to give a new outlook and a new bright perspective, and talk about something new that's old. On the show, so
it'll almost be like a book club, but not.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. It's a wrestling show club where we talk about the show at the end of the month. We get 3 weeks. Review. We get 3 weeks to watch the show, and then we review it with all of you. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. And the first show of next month, we will draw the first name from the three of us for the first show.
I dig it. I'm definitely excited for that. And so now we can toss it over to Grandma Wendy to let everybody know where people can find our audio podcast platform.
You can find us, as it says in the ticker, on anchor.fm/TRWT. From there, you can find us wherever podcasts are distributed. So Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can also find us on the YouTubes under Fox 10 Productions. From there, you can also find our other shows, which are kind of on hold, but we'll get back to them. There's a pin. We'll circle back, and who knows? Maybe we'll
right now
with other friends.
They're definitely in mothballs right now, but you never know; they could come back. Oh, collaborate! We might have to do that. We absolutely might have to do that. Especially as much as you made me laugh. We will. We certainly will. I'd enjoy the hell out of that. So, yes, that's where you can find our anchor stuff, and you'll see all our platforms on the website, except for iHeartRadio, as Wendy said. Just search for it. Just search for Top Rope. We come right up. People listen, a lot of them, and we thank you for it because it's awesome. It's made us internationally acclaimed in audio podcasts. I can't believe that shit. But for our internationally acclaimed audio podcast platforms, if you're listening to the sound of my voice right now, I feel bad for you because I don't even like the sound of my voice. But if you are, come and join us on Fox 10 Productions. You can see these recordings actually done live. You can get in the chat like Front Face Lock and Brian and Lexi and a lot of other people did. You can follow along. You can ask questions. You can do whatever you want to do. It's a free for all in the live chat. If this episode didn't prove that, and thank you Front Face Lock for that, because that was I was dead half the show. But yeah, come search for Fox 10 Productions on YouTube. You're gonna see this show, other shows. We got well over 100 episodes of this show and counting. Please come subscribe, ring that bell, and share some of these share some of these episodes. If you watch them, if you like them, put them up on your social medias. Let people know that we're here, that we're doing what we're doing. You enjoy it, they'll enjoy it too. That kind of stuff, because we could sure use help growing. That's always could use that help. Always. We've grown in leaps and bounds from where this itty bitty podcast that could started, but there's always room. So thanks again to everybody that joined us in the live stream. Thanks again to everyone. Grandma, I think she has something else to say.
I do. One last thing. I want to give a shout out to Jason Griff. New single dropped today. Jason Griff with Alaska. Holla back. There you are. I don't know if you can see it too well.
CH.
But check it out. Challah spelled like the bread. Challah.
Yes,
I listened to it on an hour-long loop at work today.
I have
it was like the last person in the office, so it was pretty loud too.
I have lovingly called it.
out.
I've lovingly called it Shalaback all day.
You can find more Insubordinate Records. Check them out as well when you get the chance. Just Google them. You'll find them. Insubordinate Records. Do it.
Oh, yeah, you'll definitely find them. Let me see. I don't know how well it's going to work, but let me see if I can get just a snippet of the new song into this recording before we go. Because I love Griff. I love Insubordinate. Long live Scorsese. Let's see what we can do. Hang on a sec, guys.
There's a few times been around that track, so it's just not gonna happen like that. Cause I ain't no holla back, girl. Cause I ain't no holla back, girl. There's a few times been around that track, so it's just not gonna happen like that. Cause I ain't no holla back, girl. I ain't no holla back, girl. Ooh, that's my shit. That's my shit. I say, yeah. Ooh, that's my shit. That's my shit.
Thank you, Pro Face Lock.
I don't know what you expected, cause every single word in here is highly selective. It's modern biology, God don't even sector, cause hate is an infection, and infections lead to sepsis.
All right, that was awesome. Alaska, that's my dude. I love that guy. If you don't know Alaska, you need to know him. Thank you, everybody, again, for tuning in, for doing all that, for chatting along. Stay safe out there. Wear your mask if you have to. Get your shots if you haven't. Everybody, have a safe weekend. And oh shit, enjoy MLW Battle Riot tomorrow. We got so off into a tangent. I totally forgot about that. But I'm so excited
Did you
for
see
it.
Matt Cross got signed by MLW?
Yes.
What?
Yes,
Even
and many
Leia's
others.
excited.
And a lot of them are going to be in the 40-man Battle Riot. It's going to be amazing. This was like the first show they announced with a crowd and in Philly, so that hyped me, and then everything leading up to it has been great. So I can't wait for tomorrow. Everybody enjoy that. Enjoy your weekend and just enjoy wrestling. Have a good time. If it ain't your cup of tea, just let somebody else drink it. I don't give a fuck.
And stay fresh cheese bags.
We will catch you next week.
Deuces.
Have a great night, y'all. See ya.